Guys off base. Gonna be a good one. Athletics looking to win 3 in a row. It's the Orioles. It's the A's next, and we'll talk to you after the ball game.
Happy Saturday. The A's had a nice Friday night here in Baltimore, able to hang on to win game 1, 4-3. Back at it today, a chance to win a series here at Camden Yards. And we welcome you to Baltimore. Jenny Kavnar with Dallas Braden. Happy perfect game anniversary to this guy.
Thank you, ma'am.
16 years ago was a pretty special day in athletics history, thanks to Dallas Braden. We'll get into that during the game. Of course, we have to celebrate with pitching because the starting pitching's been stringing it together lately.
They've been fantastic, Jenny, and I think when you talk about how to bring losing streaks to an end, starting pitching can do that. How do you start winning streaks? It starts with starting pitching, and that's what we've seen the last couple times out. JT Ginn spun an absolute gem in Philly. 8 innings of just 1-run ball, and then what you saw from Jacob Lopez following suit. Now, not as deep into the ball game, but the idea that combined, you've got 13 in the third innings, 13 punch-outs, just 3 earned runs allowed. They've given the offense a chance to create a little momentum for themselves, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to turn it over to a man, Jenny, who's been pretty good on the road.
That's right. Aaron Savali, very consistent for the Athletics this year. He'll have the ball to start game 2 tonight. Hope you can come back to Charm City with us. We'll get you lineups and first pitch next. Saturday afternoon here in Baltimore. You see some clouds in the sky, kind of ominous in the background. Could expect weather at some point during this game. But right now, it is dry. It is dry. Game time weather presented by Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. 70 degrees, 48% humidity, a little bit of wind, and you see that's a lightning bolt, Dallas, with the cloud. But there's sun. I see the sun, so I'm going to stick hopeful and say we're going to have sunshine today.
All right. I believe you.
It's getting hot in here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well.
Because Nellie's performing after the game, so we got to have that sunshine. Let's take a look at the Athletics lineup. Brought to you by your Bay Area Chevrolet dealers. That's Nick Kurtz. He's reached base in 32 consecutive games. He'll lead it off. Shea Langoliers, Tyler Soderstrom, Brent Rooker's the DH cleaning up, Carlos Cortez, Jacob Wilson, Lawrence Butler, Zach Geloff, and Jeff McNeil.
And they'll be staring down right-hander Shane Baz this afternoon. Going to be the 8th start of the season for the right-hander, and things have been a bit bumpy to say the least. Shane Baz, however, has had some success against the Athletics over his career, and we'll get into that. But for Shane Baz, this is a guy who you're going to get a good curveball from. He can spin it with the best of them, good fastball as well. He's been dabbling with a cutter the last couple seasons. Changeup, sinker, so we'll see how he chooses to attack this lineup here that's full of left-handers for the Athletics.
Let's take a look at the Orioles defense behind Shane Baz here today. It will be the catcher, Adley Rutschman, Pete Alonso at first, Jeremiah Jackson at second. Gunnar Henderson's at short, Kobe Mayo is at third, and in the outfield left to right, it's Taylor Ward, Leody Taveras, and Dylan Beaver to the start here this afternoon. Well, under sunshine now, we are ready to roll at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Athletics winners yesterday, 4-3 the final. Another 1-run game, and the first pitch swung on by Nick Kurtz and foul.
What's nice is that Nick Kurtz has been reaching base in more than just one way.
And here a liner out to left, and it will be a hit. Going to second. Nick Kurtz with a stand-up double to start the game.
That was an absolute rocket. That is now 33 straight games on base for the big fella. I mean, this is launched off the bat of Nick Kurtz. That curveball from Baz. And Nick Kurtz, who we know can drive the ball the other way with the best of them. I mean, that ball was tattooed.
So runner in scoring position early in the game for Shea Langoliers. Shea, of course, was on a bit of a tear Piled up 3 home runs over the last 2 games that he played. One was Saturday. And you look now at Nick Kurtz spraying the ball. We saw this with Jacob Wilson yesterday. Very impressive to use the whole field.
Well, when your distributions begin with a 3 to all 3 fields, that tells you right there just how evenly they go about their business. Left, center, right field. We talked about there being a lot of hits the other way, and you can take advantage of the big part of the ballpark.
Here's the 2-0 to Langoliers. 3 straight balls. His hit streak extended to 9 games. He was able to get a single in the 8th inning yesterday. And pitch in for a strike. Swung on and a liner to left. Nick Kurtz coming home, and Langoliers driving in the first run with an RBI single. 1-0 Athletics, 2 batters in.
That's how you string them together right there, and I think that is ideally how you'd like to start the ball game. When you're Mark Kotze writing up the lineup, you know that Kurtz can make it 1-0 quickly, and as I've said, if he doesn't hit it over the wall, it's typically off the wall. And he started the ball game with a double, and old Langoliers able to come through with the big fella in scoring position. A couple of hard hit balls back to back.
Let's wait to Tyler Soderstrom fouled off the first pitch. 106 off the bat, and Nick Kurtz for that double. And 102 off the bat of Langoliers.
Yeah, it's a couple early rockets.
I'm sure that's how Shane wanted to be welcomed into the game today. Loud noises to start. Here's the 0-1. Man, I called strike.
Now a 10-game hitting streak for Langoliers. Remember, he and Jacob Wilson both at the top of the list across baseball when it comes to multi-hit ball games. He's got one out of the way here this afternoon.
0-2 to Soderstrom, missing. Mark Kotze opting for the same lineup here again this afternoon. 3 straight games with this lineup.
Yeah.
The A's have used 27 different lineups over the course of the season. There's a look at the skipper. This one looks pretty good. Aesthetically looks good too. On paper, that's going to sneak. No, a foul ball. It looked like it was going to be fair on the first base line.
Well, there's not much space there between the polar bear and foul territory. And Alonso, pretty good defender over there at first. And that ball just right of the line.
So he'll try to straighten it out here. 1-2 is the count. And that'll be strike 3. Soderstrom knew it on 97, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Let's take a look at the umpiring crew calling balls and strikes. That's Austin Jones, Carlos Torres at first, Nate Tomlinson at second, and the crew chief, Bruce Dreckman, at third. With one down, that'll bring up Brent Rooker. Kurtz extended his on-base streak. Shea Langoliers his hit streak. And now we'll see if Brent Rooker can continue to hit against the Orioles. He's pretty good numbers in his career against the Birds. Reached base safely in 18 of his 19 career games against the Orioles. Rank those season numbers up here. Lifted in the air, right side, foul territory. Alonso will be there for the catch, 2 gone.
Well, we've met the crew. Let's take a look at the man behind the dish this afternoon. Austin Jones was behind the plate in his MLB debut for Max Scherzer's 3,400th career punch-out. That was back in '24. How about that? side-to-side strike zone so you can move it in and out, but has only been overturned on just under half of the challenges, 48%. So he's been on his best behavior.
Mr. Carlos Torres in for a strike.
And I feel like that's the first umpire we've had under 50%.
So you're just going to highlight that for him tonight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it tonight or this afternoon? It's really going to confuse me. These 4:05 starts,
Yeah.
Dallas. What are we leaning on?
Not my favorite. Not my favorite.
Day games and there's night games.
Right.
And then there's a 4:05 start.
There's this.
1-1 count here for Cortez.
We like being able to, you can go plan something, right? You go have dinner, and all it takes is a long ball game that can kind of throw a wrench into that. Should there be weather, that really can ruin your night.
But we're staying positive.
Yes, we are.
Here's the 2-1.
Well, something positive that I've liked with this A's offense here as of late is the ability to put runs on the board early in the ball game. Even in the first inning, we talked about how that had been a bit of a issue to start the season.
Check over. Langoliers at first.
A's were the last team in baseball to score a run in the first inning.
Isn't that crazy? Took quite some time, and now 5 of their last 10 road games, they've scored in the first inning. Didn't do that yesterday. The come from behind win for them. The 12 road wins are tied with the Yankees for the most. One hopper, Gunnar Henderson up the middle, and that'll be the final out. So some hard contact for the Athletics here in the first, and the first run scored off the bat of Shea Langoliers, driving in Kurtz. More this afternoon. Bottom of the first we go, and let's take a look at the Orioles starting lineup, brought to you by your Bay Area Chevrolet dealers. Gunnar Henderson's going to lead it off today, followed by Taylor Ward and Adley Rutschman. Pete Alonso cleans it up. Basayo, Taveras, Beavers, Mayo, and Jackson.
Right-hander Aaron Savali on the mound for the green and gold this afternoon. 8th start of the season. Jenny coming off a fantastic effort against the Guardians. 6 innings, just 1 run pushed across. And for Aaron Savali, I've affectionately referred to him as a gimbal, the gimbal. Understanding that the gimbal, if you're using a camera, it helps stabilize things, right? Things can get a little bumpy at times. And if you've got somebody to stabilize the rotation the way he has, I think early on, it can go unappreciated. But I think at this point in time, you have seen the value of the presence of Aaron Savali and what he has meant to this rotation.
He's been a very valuable addition. Ground ball. And Jacob Wilson will move back to his right. He's going to have to throw it quickly, and safe is the call. Gunnar Henderson charging up the line.
So I want you to watch this baseball and where it hits off the side of the mound, and you'll see Jacob Wilson have to redirect a bit right there. As soon as it hits that side of the mound, it slows down, alters the path ever so slightly, but that gives Gunnar Henderson, who is a very good athlete, all the opportunity he needed to beat that out, regardless of how strong the throw was going to be from Jacob Wilson.
Check back over on Henderson. He does have 5 stolen bases to lead the Orioles. Pitch to Taylor Ward. Striking up the inside.
The Orioles haven't done a ton of this year. 18 stolen bases as a group. But what you do like is the numbers for Savali against Taylor Ward, who, as A's fans know, has been a bit of a thorn at times.
Ouch, look out.
Ward 0 for 10 6 punch-outs against Savali.
I'm sure it's a pitcher with a lot of confidence.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Knowing that you've had some ownership. Next 3 batters. Savali has some good numbers against. Ward led off yesterday against the left-hander in Jacob Lopez. Went 0 for 4 and struck out a couple times. Second disengagement.
They've got their eye on Henderson. Big hole on the right side of the infield. He's leaning.
Here's the 2-2. A ground ball on the left side. Geloff to second, on to first in the double play for the Athletics.
Well done. Zach Geloff, each and every day, just getting more comfortable over there at the hot corner. He's the man who starts this. Time now for the Allstate good hands play. Good hands by Geloff. Gobble it up, sling it on over there, and J-Mac on the back end, able to complete the 5-4-3. I told this story the other day, but Zach Geloff, after taking ground balls, came over. We were just chit-chatting a bit, and I said, hey, if I didn't know any better, I think you're just trying to be a baseball player, just a ball player, which is, I think, one of the highest compliments you can pay a guy. That fella right there, Jeff McNeil, ball player. But Geloff, I think you're already seeing how valuable his skill set can be. Can move all around the diamond, starting to swing it. I mean, that's an impact player.
2-0's the count to Rutschman. For strike. Look at the makeup of a roster in Major League Baseball. If you can highlight a couple different athletes, you feel good about it. Line run to right for Rutschman. He will reach base and try to go to second. Stretching out. Will hold on for a double.
Adley trying to get into the swing of things. Gets a cutter up, well up and out of the strike zone. Impressive by Adley Rutschman to be able to get on plane with that pitch. Not an easy pitch to hit by any means. Able to hold the bag at second. Now with 2 outs, the O's going to bring up the polar bear Pete Alonso to the plate with a runner in scoring position.
Pete Alonso scored first in game 1. It was a solo home run in the 4th inning. I know you don't like the bird bath area. You don't want it to get going when the Athletics are in town, but did you happen to notice there was a polar bear mask that came out with it? Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah. And there's going to be a lot of childhood trauma should that mask at any point in time pop off.
Mr. Splash. Yeah, children beware, or parents beware, probably.
That thing's going to get awfully steamy come summertime.
Man, I don't even want to imagine. Yeah, we hit Baltimore at the right time this year, I think.
Fair point.
One. Missed the curveball.
Well, that's been such a nice pitch for Savali. A pitch he can use to get back into the count. He can start at bats with it. No problem trying to bury it with 2 strikes when necessary.
Two outs, runner on second, and the 2-2. High and in. Full count for Pete Alonso.
Fastball up and in, going to bend the polar bear back just a bit. Maybe just trying to clear some space away here.
And the payoff pitch. The volley gets him. Strikeout with the cutter. Runner left in scoring position. 1-0 A's after 1. Sad news to pass along today. Bobby Cox has passed away at the age of 84. The Hall of Fame manager, World Series champion, and 4-time manager of the year. Of course, the ultimate Brave, right? When you think about Atlanta and the Braves way, Bobby leading the charge for so many years. The helm from 1990 to 2010. Managed 30 seasons.
A lot of W's under the belt for Mr. Cox. A lot of W's.
And a lot of lives impacted. Swing and a miss for Wilson. Leading off the inning and has an 0-2 count. Talk to anyone that played for Bobby Cox. The utmost respect, right, for him as a manager. And I thought it was really appropriate today that Mark Kotze, who of course got the opportunity to put on a Braves uniform and play for him, when asked about Bobby, said, well, I wanted to come out today in spikes with a cigar. I didn't think the cigar was appropriate. I don't have spikes. But just thinking about how to remember him. And that's what he said. He was a great manager, great with baseball, but great with people.
Yeah. Well, I think you'd be hard pressed to find another manager during his tenure, and even now maybe, that is pulling as hard for his guys as Bobby Cox did. I mean, you could see him in the dugout cheering, clapping, high-fiving guys. I mean, he wanted to win, but he wanted people to win. And Jenny, there's a fellow by the name of John Foster, left-hander out of Stockton, California, Stagg High School alumni, my high school. And the reason that I tell that story, give you that context, is John Foster was drafted by the Atlanta Braves. And as a boy, John Foster was a guy that I idolized, and a guy that I had an opportunity to spend a lot of time with as a kid. And now later, here he is a part of our organization. And there's a quote from Bobby Cox describing, as Jacob Wilson down on strikes, looks like he's going to tap the helmet. We'll have our first ABS.
The previous pitch was called a strike. The batter is challenging.
I'm not sure Jay Willie's going to be too excited about this one. It looked like a pretty good pitch. Yeah.
The call is confirmed. The Athletics have 1 challenge remaining.
But Bobby Cox referred to John Foster as a Lamborghini. And just kind of paraphrasing, you know, how exciting it is to know that you've got a Lamborghini in the garage and all you want to do is take it out for a spin because you know what it's capable of. And that just sounded so cool to me, because growing up watching baseball, you know what kind of a legend Bobby Cox was. I mean, even in real time, right? I mean, it was automatic, stamp it. We'll see the Braves in the postseason. You can chalk up the division. And if you watched any bit of Braves baseball at any point in time, you probably watched a ball game or two where Bobby Cox ran out of the ball game.
No question.
But just the spirit, the love for the game, the love for his players. And I just thought, man, how cool is it to have Bobby Cox referred to like my childhood idol as a Lamborghini. Man, I know John's good, but he's really good now.
Yeah, right? That's really cool. 1-2 is the count here with 1 out for Lawrence Butler. Jacob battling through and at bat, 7 pitches, but ultimately struck out on the full count. Chopped to second. Jackson to first, 2 gone. Kotze's told a story about the day he got traded from the Braves to the Red Sox. And he said he comes in, he's in the lineup, ends up getting scratched. Never been scratched a day in his life. He didn't understand it. Cautionary reasons, the trade was kind of already in the works. So he's sitting in the dugout there, and he's begging Bobby, look, let me in this game, right? And Bobby understands from the organization's perspective, he needs to be healthy if this trade's going to go through. He puts him in. He puts Kotze in. He ends up getting a pinch hit walk. Goes in the clubhouse after, ultimately traded off to the Red Sox. But just kind of goes to show you the favor I think he had for players as you were mentioning.
No doubt a player's manager. And I think, you know, when those questions are asked, if you look at the logo of a team or a franchise, who do you think of? And I think for a lot of folks, it's Bobby Cox when you see that Atlanta Brave A. I mean, that's absolutely no disrespect to the legends that are, you know, Chipper, Smoltz, Lavin, Maddox, Pendleton. I think about guys like Sid Bream, Otis Nixon, Jeff Blauser, Mark Lemke. I mean, those Braves teams were incredible. David Justice.
I was just going to say that.
You got DJ in the green and gold.
May or may not have mixed his card in with all my Ken Griffey cards as a kid. One to Geloff fouled. Two, you look at the Superstation, right? TBS. I mean, it brought the Braves into everyone's household.
Well, and you have, I mean, the recent passing of Ted Turner.
Yeah, just a couple days ago.
Bobby Cox. I mean, I think forever mentioned together, because if you're going to build a powerhouse like both men did, I mean, how incredible is it to have such a symbiotic relationship in the moment?
There's the 3-2. Zach's going to take a walk. We have seen some great at-bats from Zach Geloff here just in the last couple weeks. And look at Mr. Geloff.
Rocking the stopper beanie. There you go, Kimmy.
It.
Love to see that. Our old friends Kim and Steve-O threading up those stomper beanies.
I mean, the Geloffs always come right. They got the gear. They got the bright gear. Oh, the stomper beanie, that's great. Swung and fouled for Jeff McNeil. Opportunity for the A's here in the second. It's in the inning after the Geloff walk. So McNeil in the 9-hole has been so great, 301 average. To get on base and get it to Nick Kurtz.
Well, as a pitcher, Jenny, you're doing your homework and you're looking at things like how aggressive guys are to start the at-bat, what kind of contact they're making, you know, whiff rates on certain pitches in certain spots. And when you see the numbers and you see the name McNeil at the bottom of the lineup where you're thinking this might be an opportunity to take a breather here, you know you're getting an absolute pro at-bat. And it's just not easy. Not happy with the call. You can see where the pitch ends up, elevated, called strike as it were.
Taking off Geloff. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be a ground ball. Weekly hit to Jackson at second. Out number 3. We'll go to the bottom of the second. A's still up 1-0.
Make the 2026 season your group's best outing yet with A's group tickets. You can bring 10 or more and score special pricing plus exciting group perks all year long. From birthday celebrations to company outings, every moment feels just a bit bigger with the green and gold. You can reserve your group today at athletics.com/tickets.
Samuel Basayo leading off the bottom of the second, and Aaron Savali throws in a strike. That contingency out there. Did you have a meet and greet with your fans earlier?
It's always lovely going on the road when you see the green and gold pop and stand out in the crowd. Make sure to give a little extra love to the folks that are wearing your colors behind enemy lines.
That's right. 1-1, and that's going to get through on the right side. Samuel Basayo, the third hit for the Orioles, and it gives it early base runner here in the bottom of the second. Now let's get a word from your Bay Area Chevrolet dealers.
Serving is more than a tradition. It's a call, and you've answered it. That's why we're proud to extend exclusive offers to military personnel active or retired. And Chevrolet, together let's drive.
1 on, nobody out. It'll bring up the switch hitter, Leody Taveras. The first pitch strike for Savali. Yeah. 0-2.
Savali dotting it up right now.
Savali's seen Baltimore a handful of times in his career, 5 career starts coming into today. ERA not so great, 5.81.
Yeah, there's been some damage.
But you also look at the success he's had against certain individuals who maybe weren't on those other Baltimore teams and are now on this team. So a brand new day, and really it's been a reset after a couple of bad outings. He goes against Kansas City, against Cleveland, and Dallas. Well, that's just one total run in the last 2 starts that he's allowed.
Yeah, he's been fantastic, and that's again, when you're looking for someone to just be consistent. I think Aaron Savali has done a fantastic job of that, as he's going to catch Taveras looking. I mean, just absolutely painting right now is Aaron Savali. Hey, Leody, can I help you? Yeah. No, thanks. Just looking.
Cutter's responsible for both strikeouts. Savali has here today. Dylan Beavers up, and another first pitch strike. It's a good game plan.
Fill it up.
Savali had to work through traffic in the first. The infield single from the leadoff hitter Gunnar Henderson, then able to get that ground ball double play. Adley Rutschman followed it up with a double. That's where really Aaron's been able to shine this year. Runners in scoring position. He's been able to bear down, get the batter, and did that with Pete Alonso.
Well, and when you look at his arsenal, I think there's a couple different pitches in there that can really be neutralizers. And I think the cut fastball, which he has, I mean, heavy cutter deployment. It's a pitch that he uses to either side of the plate, to either hitter, lefty or righty, it doesn't matter, but it's a pitch that, not a big swing and miss pitch, but it gets you off the barrel.
Strike 3.
Oh.
Another cutter and another victim. This time Dylan Beavers caught looking.
Well, this Beaver's going to tuck tail and head back to the dugout. And you know what? We'll even let him take his wood with him. Don't need it. You can chew on that one back in the dugout and figure out, how did I not swing at that cutter?
The way your brain works is just simply unbelievable. You got anything for the condiment up to bat?
Oh, Kobe Mayo.
You'll get there. It's not your favorite mustard, but quickly 0-2.
Mayo trying to catch up with the mustard from Savali.
Like I said, you'll get there. Little Boots barbecue out there on Utah Street. Speaking of food, here's the pitch foul. I think I heard you tell somebody that you haven't had a crab cake yet. You said that's what you're buying all of us for dinner tonight. So I'm looking forward to that. You haven't invited me yet, but I heard you tell this person that that's what your plan was. So appreciate you ahead of time. Here's the 0-2.
Well, that might be a post Nelly concert.
Oh man, I mean, we're so lucky coming to Baltimore. Nelly's playing tonight.
Well, I mean, we're going home with the Tupac bobbleheads. We got Nelly tonight in the house.
Best weekend ever. Check down and heeled back. Count even at 2-2 here in the second with 2 outs.
There it is. The stage that Nelly's going to take over.
He might take over. Inside in a full count.
I'm fairly excited about it.
Me too. It's going down, down, baby.
Oh, look at you.
Savali looking to strand Basayo at first. Here's the payoff pitch with the runner taking off, a swing and a miss. Goes to the curveball. How about that? 3 strikeouts here in the second.
Welcome back. Time now for StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. We showed you how Nick Kurtz has been utilizing the entire field during this run that he's been on. 35 hits. Feels like he's on base every 10 minutes.
Yesterday, 2 for 5 was Nick. Legged out an infield single, had a triple. Mr. Wheels.
I mean, he had to work hard for both of them, right?
Did. So did his dad.
Indeed. Indeed.
Mr. Kurtz had the windmill going from the stands, trying to get him into third. Helped out for Kurtzy as he got his first triple of the season. Had 2 of them last year. Count 3-0. We know this guy can take a walk too. 36 walks on the season for Nick Kurtz. Oh, by the way, he has a 7-game hit streak.
All out.
Yep. Walk on down. That now makes 37 walks on the season.
Well, let's take you back to last night. Immediately down the line, and immediately Mr. Kurtz on his feet and channeling his energy into the legs of Nick Kurtz.
It's so great every time. Shea Langoliers up and a hot shot past the third baseman into left field. And Shea, another multi-hit game, 2 for 2.
Well, that didn't take long. Fastball just starts to run in off the plate. You can see the life on the fastball from Boz, but if you're Boz, all you can do is tip your cap here to Langoliers. As that ball chased him in, he was still able to get enough of the barrel on it. Not an easy pitch to hit, but I mean, we've seen, remember the homer that Brent Rooker hit? That ball well in off the plate, and Rook just opened up and hammered it. And it takes some serious hand, forearm, and wrist strength to be able to do that.
Here's the 1-0 to Soderstrom. He pitches out of the zone. 2 on. Tyler looking to add to the A's total. A 1-0 lead. They took it in the first.
You know, I keep telling folks who stop by and tell us how exciting this team is, that they've been watching. And I remind them, what you've seen is still not what this team is capable of, which is why it's nice that they've been able to win ball games the way they have, because this is still a lineup that hasn't featured the best from Tyler Soderstrom, the best from Lawrence Butler. And we've just watched how quickly things have changed when Brent Rooker starts to get going. I mean, this lineup just looks different with each and every one of these guys clicking. And the fact that that just hasn't quite happened yet, but it takes guys who we will continue to mention, like Carlos Cortez. stepping in and stepping up, doing what he did. He hit a rocket earlier, but Zach Geloff, same thing. Feels like they've been able to figure out answers.
Pitch number 50 coming from Boz. Tyler battling through after he struck out looking in the first. Pitch 7 of the AB on its way. Foul ball, and Tyler will keep going.
Love the battle. Love the battle.
Especially after you get ahead 2-0. That called strike, you could tell in the look of Tyler's face. Wasn't thrilled about the call.
No, but you know what? You got to shift gears, move on. And when you get your chance next time, like here, you put together another good at bat.
2-2 again.
You know, this has long been a hallmark of the Athletics approach. Try to grind guys out. I mean, from when I was playing through the minor leagues up to the big leagues, it's something that has persisted, is stressing the quality of the at-bat, regardless of the result.
Here's pitch 9. Fouled back again, and it will be double digits. Boz against Soderstrom. Five straight pitches fouled off by Soderstrom. Make it 6.
You know, guys like, I remember watching Mark Ellis, who will be inducted into the A's Hall of Fame later this year. Just watching Ellie grind out at bats, just being irritant of sorts, and you can tell it, and I know it's frustrating as a pitcher when you're not able to put a guy away, and then he ends up on base.
2-2. Soderstrom fouls it again.
Because right now, Boz is thinking, how about I just underhand this up there and maybe you get yourself out at this point? What more can I do here? I've thrown you everything I got. Curveball, sinker, curveball, four-seamer, curveball, changeup, curveball. I could just...
Pitch 12 on its way, and
No.
Soderstrom's going to lay off.
That's right.
Full count now for Tyler.
I mean, you're talking about a full inning's worth of work here in terms of pitch total from Boz in this single at-bat to Tyler Soderstrom. And remember, there's still nobody out.
They'll check back on Kurtz. This is the most pitches that Soderstrom's ever seen in an at-bat in his career, and there's pitch 13 fouled off.
I mean, what an epic battle right now. Just epic.
8 foul balls in 13 pitches. Here's the 3-2. Pitch 14 in play, popped up on the infield. It's going to be an infield fly rule. And that's an unfortunate ending for Soderstrom. You wanted the reward for the great battle he put together.
I'll tell you what, you've gotten a good look at everything from Boz. Not that he'll have a chance to see him again. That pitch count already knocking on the door is 60. And you can see the disappointment from Sody, but I think ultimately, internally, you got to be pleased with yourself. And Sody's just one of those guys where his frustration, he's going to wear the emotion on the sleeve, and I fully appreciate it. Got a little chit-chat on the mound now. This meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. It's a good mound meeting there by Adley Rutschman. You just want to give Shane Boz an opportunity to catch his breath after that battle. From the pitcher side of things, you're excited about winning that, but you'd like to take an extra breather if you can to settle back in. But again, from the hitter's perspective, you feel pretty good about it. Would you like to be on base? Obviously.
Brent Rooker had a very close view for every pitch in the arsenal of Shane Baz as he was on deck watching that 14-pitch battle. I mentioned earlier he loves hitting against the Orioles. 356 is his career batting average when he faces Baltimore here at Camden Yards in 11 games. It goes up a tick, 375. He also has 4 home runs. Brent yesterday 1 for 4. In the dirt. Stopped by Rutschman with 2 on. Out to right. This one hit deep, and this ball is gone. Add another homer to the list for Brent Rooker here at Camden Yards. Add 3 more runs. It's 4-0 A's.
Well, you said it, partner. Brent Rooker got a good long look on deck in that extended at bat for Tyler Soderstrom. Picked out a slider up and out and absolutely hammered it.
Home run number 5 on the season for Rooker. Just a couple days ago in the Athletics' victory against the Phillies. Great to see his bat coming.
Well, this slider, and again, Brent Rooker doing a good job of extending his strike zone.
1-0 for Cortez, a swing and a miss.
Checkmate via Rook. Slider up and out of here.
Got to the standing room only section on the railing out there. Not quite to Utah Street. Feeling though with this A's team, get a plaque this weekend out there.
Oh. Yeah, but again, we were talking about how Brent Rooker had no problem covering a good fastball in off the plate. This is a slider up and out, and frankly, well out of the strike zone. But it's up and it's hittable to Brent Rooker. He knows he can do damage in that spot, and he pulled the trigger and did not miss.
1-2 to Cortez, a grounder to second. Jackson backed up. 2 gone.
You know, think about what that at bat did. As I mentioned, just one at bat, you could chalk up an inning's worth of work in terms of total pitch count for Baz. And right after that, you get a big 3-run homer. Just feels like a dagger. And now you're trying to do whatever you can to salvage the rest of your outing here. Pitch number 67 on its way.
Jacob had a 7-pitch AB. It ultimately resulted in a strikeout back in the second, but talk about starting an inning that way. This inning, long at bat, double that. 14 pitches to Soderstrom. I have a feeling it's going to be a heavy bullpen day for the Orioles at some point. There's the 2-0 to Wilson. Out of the zone as well.
Rutschman is applaud the effort back there. And he's yanking pitches from the other batter's box, trying to get him back into the zone.
Not a subtle art of framing. Is that what you're suggesting?
Nope. Nope, but he got away with that one. I mean, even that ball well off.
Jacob already used an ABS challenge and was incorrect, so.
Look where this thing is.
A full count here for Wilson. There's that bullpen.
There's old friend Lou Trevino. Sweet Lou.
The third. Strike 3. It's going to be an ABS challenge by Jacob Wilson.
The previous pitch was called a strike.
This one, probably the closest pitch out of the entire at bat. And Jay Willie might be 0 for 2 here. Yep.
That's it for the A's.
The call's confirmed. The Athletics are out of challenges.
They've lost their challenges. Jacob Wilson using up both of them. How about a 3-run homer from Brent Rooker? That has the Athletics with a 4-0 lead.
You know what you do when you're hungry? You let Rook cook. Feed you with a long ball.
4-0 Athletics as we go to the bottom of the third here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Jeremiah Jackson leading it off for Baltimore. He'll take a strike from Aaron Savali, 9th batter here that Savali's faced in the game, and he's been pretty good about those first pitch strikes.
Right back at it.
In the air, lifted out to center. And Lawrence Butler with the catch. A couple pitches in and out. That has to feel good for the A's starter getting back out there. An inning that took 15 minutes in the top half. Of course, the battle between Shane Baz and Tyler Soderstrom. That was 6 minutes of that 15 minutes, right?
Well, if you can get your team back in the dugout quickly, that just puts more pressure on Baz, who did just have an extended inning. And I mean, it's stating the obvious that you'd like to get the innings over as quickly as possible, but even more so when you just watched the opposition go through such a laborious half inning. Because I think, you know, if you're Baz, you're trying to figure out a way, hey, like I said, how can I salvage this outing here? Is there a chance for me to get a little deeper into this ball game? Can I get through 5 innings? The sooner you get him back out there, the more pressure applied.
Yeah, pitch count for Baz up to 72 after 3 innings. There's the 2-1. That'll be 3-1.
Pretty good pitch.
The Baltimore native. Scott Emerson back home. That's a called strike, 3-2. Anderson able to leg out an infield single for first hit of the game, and that's a liner right at Kurtz. 2 gone.
We got a curtsy there. And I think those 2 at-bats right there are a beautiful encapsulation of the game of baseball. Gunnar Henderson smokes one right at Nick Kurtz. Not much to show for it. Then he dribbled one about 63 miles an hour or so off the mound in his first at-bat. He's got a hit.
0-1 to Taylor Ward. This is inside. Grounded into that double play, now 0 for 11 against Savali in his career.
as a hitter, you know when a guy owns you. You have a pretty good idea that you have not had success. You start to go through the Rolodex of pitches. What can I get to? What do I want to pick out?
It'll be ball 4. Ward will end up on base with a walk. 2 outs here in the third. Adley Rutschman coming up. Well, true baseball fans need Wi-Fi that's so reliable it never gets caught looking. Xfinity Internet keeps you in the game at one price for 5 years and allows you to get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that. Beautiful aerial look of the ballpark here in Baltimore, Camden Yards. The signature architecture for really what that kind of generation of ballparks became.
Well, it is still a beautiful yard.
It really is. Built around the warehouse out there on Utah Street. There's the 0-1 to Rutschman for a strike.
I mean, the ability to walk around the yard, the concourses, everything about it.
That stood the test of time, no question. Check over on Ward at first. The 0-2. First pitch.
Aaron Savali, I think, expressing his displeasure. I'm not sure where that missed. It was a very, very close pitch. Looked pretty good, though. Had to have been in off. But he's been dotting it up all afternoon.
The 1-2. Served out towards center. Butler will come in and make the catch. 1 left on for the Orioles. After 3, 4-0 A's.
Fans, you can score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the entire season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/athletics, the official source for your athletics gear.
Lawrence Butler to lead things out for the A's here in the top of the 4th. Shane Baz back to work after a very laborious, as Dallas likes to say, 3rd inning. That word always makes me laugh. I don't know why.
It's a good word.
But it rolls off your tongue.
It's a good word.
So well. 1-0 count to Butler. Butler grounded out to second. Earlier in the game. Pitch him for a strike.
We talk so much about the at-bats with guys. I think Lawrence Butler, the way that we've seen his approach here shift a bit the last few ball games. We talked about how simplistic the setup is right now for Lawrence. You see the hands a little further away from the body. They kind of get up into that firing position quickly. That front foot gets up on the toe for just a second, and he's ready to go.
Yeah. 2-2.
That's why I highlighted the way he was kind of using left field, and I think it's really kind of a back to basics type of approach you see guys employ when they're working through some things.
Let's go look at the stance right there. Swing and a miss for Lawrence. Into the heater. 4th strikeout for Baz.
And all 4 strikeouts for Baz on that fastball. And this is what I meant by having a quick inning. If you're the right-hander out there, you feel like, all right, I can start to realign my outing here, try to eat up some innings.
Geller took a walk back in the 2nd. See, over the last 10 games there, his batting average at .323. We've seen extra base hits, we've seen walks, we've seen patience, we've seen good battles. 7 RBI collected, 2 over the 10 games. Here's the 1-1. Let's strike off the curve. Ball's through 14 pitches to Tyler Soderstrom back in the 3rd inning. It's tied for the most pitches seen in a plate appearance here this season. Swing and a miss, gets Geloff on that curve. Back-to-back strikeouts, in fact 3 in a row, dating back to the 3rd now.
Well, look, that pitch is an absolute hammer. And when you throw as hard as Shane Baz does, and you've got that big power breaking ball, that power curveball that he has, when those two are clicking, it can be a long afternoon for the opposition. I think there's been a struggle at times to command both.
For Jeff McNeil. 10 pitches now thrown here this inning.
I see the shadows starting to become a factor.
4:05. It's a great start time. Let me tell you all about it.
And honestly, the shadows, I think, start to have a real impact when you have a guy kind of like where Baz is, in the sun, in the shade at the same time, but maybe out of the hand. The ball catches some light. Because that's where these hitters are trying to pick it up, right? There's a window that every guy releases the ball from. Your eyes take you to that window. And if that window has a little glare to it, well, probably a little tougher to see. You go from light to dark or dark to light. Spin can get lost.
Waiting on deck. He's reached twice today. Extended his on-base streak to 33 games. 2 outs and a 1-2 count for McNeil. Here's the pitch. How many souvenirs have been handed out via foul ball today?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit.
1-2 again. Popped up and out of play. Souvenir 100.
They might need, as I say, they might need a new batch of baseballs.
To center field on the run is Taveras, and he'll make the catch in left center. 3 up, 3 down as we go to the bottom of the 4th here in Baltimore.
Alpha, built for the big moment, brought to you by your Bay Area Chevy dealers. May 16th, 1986, TP Tony Phillips became the first Oakland Athletic to hit for the cycle. 8-4 was the score. Beat up on the O's. That was back in the old stadium, Memorial Stadium. Tony 5 for 5, Jenny. A couple runs, 4 driven in.
It's a good day's work.
Oh, it was a great day's work. Tony, remember those early 80s teams? His tenure culminated in a World Series ring, 89. Back 1968. These are all the cycles for the Athletics. Tony Phillips, Mike Blauer, Xavi, Miggy, Bernsey, and Ellie.
This was the last time, 2007. Geloff charging in. Retired Pete Alonso. One gone here in the bottom of the 4th.
Ellie did that. That was my rookie year.
Rookie year, let's think back. very first game of that rookie campaign was right here.
True story. Yes, it was.
Against the Orioles. Remember your line that day? Over the head of McNeil. And into right field. Basayo on. 2 for 2. Designated hitter. Being a hitter today.
He is. He's swung the bat well, hit some balls hard. This one will sink her away. That Basayo puts a very good swing on this ball. Hit very hard, just over the outstretched reach of Jeff McNeil.
Now to bring up Leody Taveras. Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts for Savali. Taveras, one of the victims. He squares around a bunt, lays it down. Geloff charging in, cuts Savali off. And make the out at first. Sacrifice bunt for Taveras. Moves Basayo up to second.
How about the play from Zach Geloff? And Jenny, he's been working on these plays specifically probably over the past 4 or 5 days. And Savali wisely getting out of the way. I mean, he was not going to have a chance here. It was going to be Zach Geloff and his momentum with a good throwing arm that was going to get it done, or nobody was going to get it done. Just a fantastic read from Zach Geloff to charge, crash. You know, you got a bare hand and that's it. That's your only shot at making the play. Chalk it up.
So Beavers just missing 1-0. I know you always say it for pitchers after they make a defensive play, but I think Zach Geloff deserves
an athlete.
Yes.
Pretty good play. No doubt about it.
That's what he's doing over there at third base. 2-0. All right, back to your debut. Do you remember your line?
6 innings. 1 walk, I know that. Did give up a run. Punched out 6.
Yeah. How many hits?
Ooh. Gave up a triple to a lefty. Remember that?
That'd be memorable.
3, 4, 3. I'll say 3.
Nailed it. Nailed it. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts for Dallas Braden in his major league debut at Camden Yards. Very cool.
All right, there, first big league punch out. Miguel Tejada. And that was Brian Roberts. Uncle Kev, Kevin Millar.
Got a little crooked there, bud. Straighten it out.
No, it's all for a purpose. Flat bill, cocked to the side just a bit.
Oh, that's my guy right there. What a look.
What a look is right. My goodness.
That fresh face. We haven't seen that in some time.
I think I'm doing the world a favor.
Bearded adult life. There's the 3-2. Ooh. It's going to be a walk. Beavers on first and second with 2 outs.
In athletics, no more challenges. Like that pitch may have been off just a touch.
I'll bring up Kobe Mayo. See if the A's can stop Baltimore's threat. First pitch strike. '86 pitches too. I wanted to get that in because you were very efficient for your debut.
I tell you, I mean, nervous for a lot of different reasons.
I can only imagine.
But coming into the game, our rotation, and this was, dating back to I think the year previous, had been on a nice run of quality starts, and that was just something that I didn't want to screw up. So I was very fortunate to be able to get there. And look, I mean, all the credit to the catcher, to my catcher Jason Kendall, who, I mean, as prepared as anybody's ever been for a big league ball game.
Strike 3. What a way to end it for Savali. Stranding 2. That wasn't the only great moment in Dallas Braden's career. We'll get to the next one when we return. A's Baseball is brought to you by Law Tigers, Northern California's motorcycle lawyers at lawtigers.com. I think that duck's hungry. You should take it some food, Dallas.
Maybe a quacker?
All over it. Kurtz is on that, fouls it back. 1-1 here for Kurtz, leading off the top of the 5th. Double, a walk, scored 2 runs. Not even a very productive day for the A's leadoff hitter. Boss continues to work in this game after laboring through a long 3rd inning. The bullpen still warming up.
Yeah, good chance we'll see Sweet Lou sooner rather than later.
1-1. This is hammered out towards right field. It's going back, and it's going to bounce off the wall in right center. Kurtz into second. What a 2-double day.
Double-double, if you will. And Kurtz says, yeah, I sure will. A little change-up down and out. Nick Kurtz, this is the kind of leverage he's able to create. His hands up high in that firing position. Just drop the head of the bat. Bang! Another scalded baseball. This one off the base of the wall. I mean, just such a beautiful swing from the left side.
Nick taking off, and how about another stolen base? Leader in the clubhouse in swiping bags, Nick Kurtz. That's number 5 on the season.
Oh, that buggy's got horsepower. No doubt. I mean, nobody paid much attention.
There's the 1-0.
That'll make the job for Shea Langoliers just a bit easier. Alvarez now got the infield in.
342, leading all American League hitters is Shea Langoliers. A couple of hits today. An RBI, scored a run.
Well, think about that. Near the top of the list when it comes to long balls. Batting average at the top of the list. And he's just had a wonderful start to this season.
He really has a 10-game hit streak going on for Langoliers right now as well. 2-1, swung on high in the air out to center. Leody Taveras with the catch, and Kurtz is going to take off. Here's the throw home, and it's off the mark. Kurtz is in there, and it's a sacrifice fly. Job well done by Langoliers and the fast-footed Kurtz.
Well, they've made quite a combination at the top of the lineup this afternoon. And Shea Langoliers with a professional approach knows, look, all I got to do is get this ball to the outfield, especially with the speed of Nick Kurtz. I get it deep enough out there, big fella's going to have no problem scoring, and he didn't.
Pitch to Soderstrom, swung on high in the air. Will be on the right side of the infield. Alonso with the catch.
Well, that matchup not going to take quite as long as the last one. Well, time to take a look at tonight's powerful performance, brought to you by Xfinity. See ya. Ball crushed by Brent Rooker back in the 3rd inning. 3-run homer. That made it 4-0. 5th homer in 12 games here in Camden.
First pitch missing well outside. Yeah, you think Shane Baz is like one pitch, one out from Tyler Soderstrom?
Can't be.
Their 14-pitch battle back in the third. So the pitch count got driven up. This will be pitch 98. And the next one for Baz will match his season high at 99.
And look, is it the outing that you wanted? Probably not. But the fact that you were able to squeeze a couple more innings out of your outing after things looked very hairy very early.
To Rooker. Make it 3-0. Feel like this will be the last batter if you can't get the out?
Quite possibly. Now you've got the left-hander Cortez up there on deck, who will hit next.
Pitch 100 coming. First swings at the 3-0 and fouls it. It's not a give and take for a guy like Brent Rooker. 3-0, ready to fire away at any time.
Well, we got a timer violation. That's going to be ball 4. And that is a tough way to end the at-bat. Tough way to end your afternoon. Just one out, maybe even just one pitch away from being able to get through 5, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Alvarez is going to make the call to the bullpen. It'll be sweet Lou Trevino on the mound when we get back. We'll see in a minute. Good guys up 5-0 here in Baltimore.
He's 5 runs, all those allowed by Shane Baz. It was his season high, tied a season high with the 5 runs, shortest outing. And of course, he's responsible for the runner on first in Brent Rooker. 100 pitches, most he's thrown this season as well. So coming off a tough one against the Yankees earlier in the week, and I'd say another tough one here this afternoon.
Yeah, no doubt. And he ran into a couple tough at-bats. I think that's what did it ultimately. The great at-bat from Tyler Soderstrom, I think, taxed him to a point where he just wasn't able to recover. Did have a clean inning in the 4th, but the only clean inning of his outing. That's where they hand the ball to Lou Trevino.
Trevino will face Carlos Cortez. 2 outs in the 5th with Rooker on first.
Folks will remember Lou Trevino in the green and gold. He and Blake Trinan coming out of the back into the bullpen. Lou with the Athletics 2018 to 2022, then moved to the Yankees. And I used to call Lou Trevino and Blake Trinan and say that was one of the deadliest games of catch play in baseball at the time. Both guys throwing 100 miles an hour at each other. Blake Trinan with just an absolute anvil of a sinker. But both those guys, I mean, just exceptional out of the bullpen.
To right field, and it'll get down. A hit for Cortez. Rooker on the move, and he's going to get a stop sign from Bobby Crosby. Good job by the third base coach. Did you see Bobby all the way down the line?
Well, he's got to get a good read on the play out in right field off the wall. Beavers, I think, initially thought he might have been able to cut this off. That was not the case. Had to end up playing the carom. You can see there, just going to play the 1 hop, and Rooker with 2 outs on the move. But Bobby Crosby knows that ball was in quickly. That'll be up to the wizard with the wand, Jay Willie.
0-1 for Wilson. Doubled for Cortez, by the way. Snapped a 0 for 9. Could hit it yesterday, so good to see him back with a hit today. Of course, lots of hits for Jacob Wilson. Shea Langoliers, you just saw the list. 46 hits for Jacob Wilson. To be outdone by the catcher, the Athletics. 50 now for Shea. Here's the 0-2, a swing and a miss. Wilson chased after the cutter. It'll leave 2 on, but one more came across, and the A's are up 5-0.
The new era of baseball in Las Vegas is just around the corner. For only $19 and a penny, you can secure priority access to the 2028 season tickets at the future A's ballpark. Get early access to everything A's, including the chance at season tickets ahead of the general public. And with this, you contribute directly to youth softball and baseball initiatives throughout Southern Nevada. So, to secure your spot, visit athletics.com/Vegas.
0-1's the count for Jeremiah Jackson. First pitch strike for Savali. Look at that. 14 of 18 now. First pitch strikes. High fly ball. Shallow right. It's going to drop. Cortez couldn't get there. And we'll put Jackson on base with a single. In the bottom of the 5th.
Well, this ball was up in the air for a long time, but you can see where Cortez has started. Going to go a long way to get to it. And luckily the ball checks up enough and doesn't squirt too far away. Jackson holds up at first.
There's now traffic every inning that Savali's had to deal with.
And Jenny, I was just going to say, he's dealt with base runners every inning, but has done a nice job of navigating that. He got the big double play after Henderson led the game off with a knock.
Check swing foul for Gunnar Henderson. The Orioles 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. 0-2 and a liner that's foul. Henderson 1 for 2, had the infield single. And the pitch served to right. That's going to get down. Jackson will hit second, heading to third, and he'll have a stop sign. A double for Gunnar Henderson. 2 on and nobody out.
Well, Savali going to have to bear down now. Runners on second and third, nobody out, and this is how we got there. Curveball down, well out of the strike zone, but Gunnar Henderson, lefty low ball hitter, able to go down and scoop it up, drive it down the line for a double. And Jackson makes a good read right off the bat. He heads over to third base, no problem. Now the O's cooking here as Savali take things from the windup.
Time facing Taylor Ward. Grounded into a double play. That was back in the first. He's also walked today. Opponents just 3 for 32 with runners in scoring position against Savali. That includes today's 0 for 2.
Jenny, it's just something the Orioles, they would like to see themselves do a bit better. Ooh. That's execute with runners in scoring position. Orioles hitting 243 as a club. 20th in baseball.
Categories that we'd like to find improvements in. Craig Albernaz in his first year managing the Orioles. There's that number we were just talking about for Savali. Remember, you have to hang your hat on to be able to limit the damage with traffic. The reason why I think Savali's had the success he's had for the A's this season.
Well, you know you've got a great defense behind you, and I think Savali has shown that he's more than willing to let the ball be put in play.
Jackson at third, Henderson at second. Here's the 2-2. It's high, and it'll be a full count now for Taylor Ward. Adley Rutschman on deck. And Pete Alonso, if it gets there. Base open at first. There's the 3-2. Foul. This is the portion of the lineup that Savali's had career success against Ward, Rutschman, and Alonso. Coming into the game, those three combined just 1 for 24 against Savali in their careers. Again, that's high, so Ward will take the unoccupied base at first to load him up for Adley Rutschman.
Well, Rutschman got into one last night. Slider. He was able to pull out into the bullpen. Really the only mistake for Jacob Lopez. You know, Alonso hit a ball hard out the other way. Scott Emerson out to chit-chat with Savali. Meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. Bases loaded, nobody out. Orioles threatening here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
The second time of the season that Adley Rutschman's been up with bases loaded, and what happened the other time. Rutschman owns a grand slam. The Orioles have 4 of them this season. Rutschman will take the pitch for a strike. His career a .407 hitter. Total grand slams. Looking for the out here. The 0-1 and a ground ball fouled on the first baseline. Harris starting to get warm. We saw him late in the game yesterday. Coming in to get the final out. Recorded the save. A 4-3 win for the Athletics. A's in a jam. The 0-2. They're going to check. Back.
Close pitch. Rutschman thought about offering. Did not go.
1-2, Rutschman fires away and fouls it. High average. Mark Kotze looking into the best hitter the Orioles have in the batter's box. 325 coming in. Pops this up, but it's going to foul out of play. About it to open the inning. Aaron Savali has had to work through traffic all 5. Right now the toughest spot. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here's the pitch, missing outside, 2-2.
When as this at bat persists, especially with 2 strikes, you want to try to make a pitch, and I think you'd love to get a swing and a miss here. You'll take a ground ball. That means 2 outs.
Especially the battle here. For 7 coming, it's high, and it'll be a full count. pitch. And another foul ball.
We got Adley out on that front foot with a curveball. It was the curveball that Gunnar Henderson pulled down that right field line. Now after slowing him down, see if they decide to go back to a cutter, they double up on that curveball.
The 3-2, a swing and a miss. Scott Rutschman on the cutter. Biggest strikeout of the game, 1 out.
I mean, you can't put it in a better spot if you're Aaron Savali. That is just pinpoint accuracy from Savali on what is easily the biggest pitch of this game for him so far.
Now you gotta get through Pete Alonso. Alonso 0 for 7 in his career against Savali. A swing and a miss. Two and one. To left, Soderstrom charging in. Wilson will peel off. Sodi will make the catch, and way too shallow for Jeremiah Jackson to take off. 2 outs.
And right now, Aaron Savali poised to pull a rabbit out of the hat right now. I mean, you go from bases loaded, nobody out, you punch out Rutschman. You get weak contact from Pete Alonso. Now in steps Mr. Basayo, who has hit the ball well twice this afternoon. Just one more hurdle to clear here.
That's 2 of the 6 hits for the Orioles. He swings at the first pitch, rips it foul. Basayo in the air to left. This should do it. Tyler Soderstrom coming in, and he'll make the catch. Savali magic here in Charm City. Leaves the bases loaded. Get your California news in Spanish weekends on Telemundo. From the latest in weather to updates on what's happening in your community. Join Telemundo every weekend to stay connected in Spanish. Back here in Baltimore, Oriole Park at Camden Yards. A 5-0 lead for the Athletics as Lawrence Butler fouls back the first pitch. And Aaron Savali got the O's off the board, got himself in a big-time jam. Bases loaded, nobody out, heart of the order. And he got right through it. Finishes 5 innings this afternoon.
And very frustrated were the Orioles fans. Nope. Not many cheers. Get some high fives in the dugout for the Athletics, however.
It's a frustrated fan base here in Baltimore this season.
Well, and I think it's, I'm not going to say it's boiling over quite yet, but there has been some frustration over the last few seasons, I think.
Lawrence out towards right center field. Beavers with the catch, one gone.
I think everybody around baseball understood the expectation of this Oriole core as it came to the big leagues and started growing together. And I think, unfortunately, there's been a bit of a stall out in that regard. They've dealt with some injuries with some of those guys, which is understandable. Injuries are going to happen.
the looks of frustration. Boredom, I don't know. To Geloff, this is chopped, and third baseman's not going to get there. Under the glove of Mayo. Geloff with an infield hit.
Yeah, Mayo, see that big hop? You just try to come and get it, gather it on that short hop. The only play he was going to have. Geloff busting it down the line. Now an 8-game hitting streak for Zach Geloff.
How about that? You got guys clicking up and down the lineup. Jeff McNeil will take a pitch. He'll check it. He held back. 1-0. Zach with the 8-game. That Kurtz, of course, the on-base streak, but he also has a 7-game. Shea got to 10-game hit streak today. Jacob with a 12-game hit streak entering the game. Unfortunately, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. That's the first time that's ever happened in Jacob Wilson's career. Punching out 3 times in one day.
Oh, yeah. First 2 both on challenges.
He's lost their challenge, both challenges. So early in the game, as you mentioned, with Jacob Wilson's second challenge in the 3rd. Over on Geloff.
Feels like that might be the first time that Jacob Wilson's ever struck out 3 times in any game.
Right? To check with his dad on that one. There's 39 strikeouts for Jacob all last year. In the air, out towards right, and it'll be out of play. Think about that. He had 10 strikeouts that first season in 2024. So 49 total strikeouts for Jacob Wilson in his entire career coming into this year. He now has 20 strikeouts.
Yep, that's bat to ball.
May 9th. This guy doesn't strike out much either. Joke at spring training that McNeil and Wilson, we're going to see who can strike out less this season. Their combined numbers from last year, and it'd be what most guys do in a couple months. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout for Jeff McNeil. 2 gone, and it'll bring up Nick Kurtz. Where the A's offense has started today. Their leadoff hitter getting on base. A ground ball to second, and this time it'll be the 3rd out. 4-3, 1 left on. Only the bottom of the 6th.
Welcome back. Time now for our play of the day, presented by your California Ford dealers. How about it? A little wiggle for Savali. In a tight spot, bases loaded, nobody out. Got a big punch out of Rutschman. Was able to get the polar bear to pop out. The same for Basayo. And then it was 5 shutout innings for Savali as things started to get a little slippery there.
Did, able to slam the door. Pitch strike for Hogan Harris in relief now.
We mentioned we saw Hogan Harris in last night's ball game.
Broken bat. Grounder to Wilson. And gone. Yeah, Hogan appears just about every game, it feels like. Second appearance for him. We'll have Dylan Beavers as we look at Aaron Savali. 5 innings, 6 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Had to get through traffic, did it on 97 pitches. 3 games now where he hasn't allowed a run.
And I think, again, we highlighted his success with runners in scoring position. And you just boil that down to being competitive, not giving in.
There's a 1-0 in for a strike. One of somebody else who did not allow a run on a very perfect day, which also happened to be this day in history, 16 years ago. Happy perfect game anniversary.
Well, many thanks, my friend. Many thanks. Not a bad day.
Not a bad day at all.
Not a bad day at the ballpark.
May 9th, 2010. Cemented in history. Dallas Braden, the 19th pitcher to throw a perfect game. The only problem is you did it in 2 hours and 7 minutes. If you would have just taken 120 more seconds, you could have had the game time be 2:09.
Shout out Stockton.
So I guess it wasn't perfect after all.
Can only do so much.
So many great memories. It's been fun to hear you reminisce. Different media members wanting to interview you today. Strike 3. Nice job by Hogan Harris. 2 outs, and we'll flash back to that great day in athletics history, that great day in baseball history. The fist pump and all the feelings when you found Gran in the stands on Mother's Day in 2010. I get chills watching it. I know you have to.
Shout out Cliff Pennington, who probably threw the hardest ball by any A that day. Like 97 across the diamond. Penny with an absolute hose.
I know you appreciate defense with the best of them. But that day and how it started, you probably have your third baseman to thank for it too.
Well, Coos, no doubt. Look, I'm fortunate to even be mentioned in the same breath as some of these guys on that list. We got to celebrate Catfish. I mean, it's surreal to think that was something that even happened.
It's in the dirt, 2-2. How about the fact that there's 24 perfect games in Major League history, and Catfish Hunter had one on May 8th, and you get one on May 9th. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure that was probably around Mother's Day at the time.
How many texts have you gotten today?
Well, the most important one that I got was from my wife, who just jokingly said, "Thanks for letting me have Mother's Day this year. Appreciate it."
Strike 3. Hogan Harris. Nice clean inning here in the 6th with a couple of strikeouts. On a perfect day to reminisce 16 years ago. $5-0, top of the 7th. Athletics trying to add a little bit here. Shea Langoliers started off. Tyler Soderstrom, Brent Rooker. Offense has spread it around today. Scored in the 1st, scored in the 3rd. It's off a 3-run homer from Brent Rooker. Able to score in the 5th. A lot of the damage done. First 2 hitters. 0-2 here to Shea. Kurtz and Langoliers have been doing it.
Well, they have. They've set the table at the top of the lineup. They've cleared the table. I mean, just one clean inning for the Orioles in this ball game, and again, that was that 4th inning for Boz, excuse me. And then on the athletic side of things, on the mound, the Orioles have had traffic the entire ball game. Sans that last inning there for Hogan Harris, the first clean inning.
Two and 2. Kurtz and Langoliers 4 for 5 today. A walk, sacrifice fly, 2 RBI, 4 runs scored. Don't forget about the stolen base. Kurtz. 2 singles for Shea. 10-game hit streak. There's Kurtz. There are doubles for him. 2-2 lifted in the air, high to shallow center. And in comes Taveras, 1 out. Tyler Soderstrom coming up. Let's get a word from Tri-Counties Bank, California's local bank.
We've been providing big bank lending power and high-tech service throughout California for over 50 years. But we're still the locals down the street, no matter where your street may be. Tri-Counties Bank, California's local bank.
0-1 count here for Tyler Soderstrom. Facing Trevino for the first time. Got a heavy dose of Shane Baz. Starter for the Orioles today. Saw 5 pitches in his first at bat, resulted in a strikeout. Second time up, saw 14 pitches. That's a season high, by the way. Ties 2 other guys. Swing and a miss here. Pitches will result in the second out, another strikeout.
Lou Trevino looking pretty good out of the bullpen for the Orioles right now. See Scotty Barlow laying in the shadows.
Rooker with 2 outs. Home run number 5. The season came today for Rooker. Also walked. Center. Taveras on the move. And the catch. 3 up, 3 down. We will stretch in Baltimore. A's up by 5.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota. Let's go places.
A's looking to win a series here in game 2 of the 3-game set of 5-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. A's will have another pitching change here. Are you a country boy, Dallas? Consider yourself a country boy?
Not so much. Not so much.
They say it here after the 7th inning stretch, and I saw you get up and do a little jig.
That's false. That is totally false.
Scott Barlow on now, replacing Logan Harris. They're doing a great job in the 6th, a couple of strikeouts. Jackson will begin 0-1.
Scott Barlow has been fantastic.
Ground ball to third. And Geloff to Kurtz.
You know, I think what Scott Barlow is a wonderful example of what pitching means. He's not out there overpowering anybody. He's not just throwing a fastball up there and hoping that the swing and miss is going to carry him through an outing, carry him through an at-bat. It is quite the opposite, in fact. It's an intelligent deployment of that pitch right there, a sinker to get ahead, where you might think guys typically want to throw their breaking balls early to get ahead to avoid an ambush.
High fly ball out towards left, going foul, and it will be out of play.
But the scouting report will tell you that you're going to get spin from Scott Barlow. It's just a matter of when. And him knowing that and understanding that, realizes, look, I got to be able to command those pitches just as good, if not better, than my fastball, which he's done a fantastic job of. But to stay unpredictable, you have to pick your spots with that fastball.
A swing and a miss. Gets Gunnar Henderson on the curveball. And his success against lefties continuing.
You want to talk about dominant? There's really no other word to describe what Scott Barlow has done against left-handers other than dominate them. Lefties coming into this ball game, Jenny, hitting .037.
Just one hit.
It's
all season.
It's been incredible. I mean, the right-handers, you know, in the grand scheme of things, not having a ton of, they're hitting under 200, 194.
1-1 count for this right-hander, Taylor Ward.
He came on with guys on base. Just 1 out of the 6 have scored.
Two and two. Track record's pretty good, right? Have ball, have bullpen, will pitch. 452 games that he's appeared in since the start of 2019. It's all active pitchers in that time. It's a lot of games.
It's a lot of baseball.
Full count here. Loses Ward, so he'll have a base runner. It's a 3rd walk of the game for Taylor Ward.
Well, I think it's a good thing that they have not allowed Taylor Ward to get it going offensively. Sure, he's on base, but not the damage that I think A's fans are used to seeing from Ward.
Right? Different uniform. I think they've enjoyed him in orange.
Yeah.
Not the division anymore. He's 1 for 3. Had a double back in the first. Most consistent hitter. An offense that's still trying to find its way through the season for the Orioles. Injury-less stint and been really good since.
Adley swung it. Adley up over 300. You got Ward, who we just talked about, 270 mark. I think it's just, it's you know, guys like Gunnar Henderson who have struggled that they could really use a turnaround with. But I think it's just, it's a conversation point, the injuries. If you're just not able to get everybody healthy at the same time, it feels like you're never really able to get into that groove, get rolling.
They're missing some bats, right? Ryan Mountcastle, Westberg, of course, Jackson Holiday. Swing and a miss, curveball. It's Rutschman, a pair of strikeouts for Scott Barlow. Go to the 8th. The 2026 All-Star Teacher Award is presented by Provident Credit Union. Go to NBCSportsCalifornia.com/AST to check out Susan Saley of Pacific Elementary in Sacramento, as well as other finalists, and vote now. The winning teacher school will receive $30,000. Good day here in Baltimore. The rain has stayed away. See those positive thoughts we were talking about? Worked out. Colby Thomas is going to pinch hit here for the Athletics. Let's have a pitching change.
Colby Thomas on for Carlos Cortez. Left-hander Dietrich Inns is in the ballgame. 7th appearance for the Southpaw. Albertine is just trying to do whatever he can to keep the score where it's at. See if these O's can't climb back into the ball game. Look out. Wake up back there, Austin. You all right? You good to go?
Ouch.
Man. It's just like getting punched right in the mouth. Not fun.
You know when you're playing, yeah, I wouldn't know. You might. You know when you're playing with little kids and they just do the head whip and it hits you right square in the nose?
Oh.
I can imagine.
You want to cry?
Same feeling. Oh. There's 1-2 to Thomas. Ground ball left side, and it's smothered by Mayo. He couldn't get the transfer out, though. Laid out to stop the ball. Thomas is going to record a hit here off the bench.
Yeah, Mayo able to knock it down. Not sure he was going to have a shot at Thomas either way. Thomas moves very well. Colby busting it down the line.
Had many pinch hits this year, so Colby getting on base for Jacob Wilson, trying to extend that hit streak. Sitting at 12 games, but a rare 3 strikeout game. In fact, the first time it's ever happened. Jacob's major league career, and as you said earlier, probably in his entire life.
But you know what? This is the big leagues, and on any given day, things can change and pop up that you have never seen before. That's why we talk about going to the ballpark. You can see something brand new, something you've never seen, even if you spend a lifetime going to the yard.
Probably not the feat you wanted to see today, if you're an Athletics fan. Orioles, maybe yes. Especially with the way their pitchers have been throwing. It's been a struggle on the other side. They had another one of those days from Shane Baz, 4 2/3 for him. Gave up all 5 runs. This will be in play. Fly ball to right field. 1 gone. Lawrence Butler coming up for the 4th time. These are those moments, Dallas, you're not trying to get greedy. It's a 5-0 game, and we're in the 8th inning, but...
Oh, no, it's okay to get greedy.
I think when you got base runners, that's the idea. The offense to slow down, and that's going to get through. A seeing eye single for Lawrence Butler, 1st and 2nd.
Well, I'll continue to sing the praise of Lawrence Butler as he works through these adjustments, but that's why you get back to the basics and you try to keep things as simple as possible. Your movement to the baseball at times can be overcomplicated. You can get lost in space mechanically. That one off the end of the bat. Law Dog feeling it a little bit.
Definitely feeling the color scheme today. Love it. Lawrence and the rest of the A's, of course, the rest of Major League Baseball will also get ready for Mother's Day celebration tomorrow. I'm sure some bright pink will be in attendance for Lawrence. See the colored bats out all week during BP. Trying to get them worked in.
How about the fuzzy green belt?
That's pretty awesome. I didn't even realize the material.
It kind of looks like your hair when the humidity hits.
Hilarious, Dallas. Hilarious. That is unreal.
That's incredible.
You get that from the shag carpet that you grew up with?
Yeah, did he? I mean, can somebody check on the Philly Fanatic, make sure he's okay? He's got a bald spot somewhere. That's an awesome belt.
This is such a fashionista. This is gonna get out of play. Yeah, you talked about coming to the ballpark so you can see something you've never seen.
There you go.
Never seen a fuzzy green belt on a major league player.
I'm gonna have to get Law Dog to take our man Johnny Dosco belt shopping.
Oh my.
I took Johnny belt shopping last year. Things didn't quite work out for Dosky.
Well, you're just throwing those high price tags in his face. Here's the 3-2. Foul again.
Yeah, he was not prepared for what the folks at Ferragamo had to say when it came time to check out.
He can't even pronounce designers. Why are you taking him in these stores? There he is. Look. Speaking of fashionistas.
There he is. I'm sure he just picked those eyeglasses up at the local CVS.
Or off the street outside. I'm not sure. Oh, Johnny. First carry will get him set up. Here's the 3-2, a swing and a miss. Inns wins the battle against Zach Geloff. 2 gone. Well, now let's get a word from Red Hawk Resort Casino.
It's game on at Red Hawk Resort Casino. So many ways to play, you'll stay all day. All your favorite table games and hundreds of the latest slots. Book a room and stay to play another day. Red Hawk Resort Casino, proud partner of Athletics Baseball.
Called strike against Jeff McNeil. 2 outs, 2 on. Here in the top of the 8th, Jenny Kavanaugh with Dallas Braden. Five nothing Athletics. They haven't scored since the 5th. Mark Leiter Jr. starting to warm. It'll be the middle of the order coming up for the Orioles. Fly ball. Oh, getting to foul territory. Catch for Mayo. 2 left on for the A's here in the top of the 8th. This game summary is brought to you by Toyota. He scored in the first inning and they haven't looked back. Built a 5-0 lead for Aaron Savali, who was fantastic today. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, did not allow a run, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts on 97 pitches. And Nick Kurtz, the leader of the lineup, 2 for 3. A couple of doubles, a walk, a stolen base. Just stuffing the box score. Plus he scored 3 runs. Bottom of the 8th here in Baltimore. And Mark Leiter Jr. on now for the Athletics.
Yeah, Mark Leiter has thrown the ball well over the course of his career against the Orioles. This will be his 8th career outing under his belt so far. 7 1/3 innings against the O's, just 5 hits, 10 punch outs.
2-0 to Pete Alonso. Colton Thomas in right field now, came in to pinch hit for Cortez. Takes over hit for him defensively as well. Alonso, the big free agent acquisition for the Orioles this offseason. The expectation is that he'll hit a lot of homers, especially in this ballpark.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of question on what direction the Orioles were going, and the signing of Pete Alonso made a lot of folks happy. I think folks, combination of mixed feelings in New York. Sad to see Pete go, but I think frustrated with what the core had not achieved.
Line shot. How about Zach Geloff laying out to make the catch right on the foul line? That guy hasn't even played third base a handful of days in the big leagues.
Liner off the bat of Pete right into the glove of Geloff. Great pre-pitch setup. One step to the right and then launches himself And I talk about it all the time at the corner infield positions, Jenny. It's really, at times, it's a controlled fall. You're trying to get down on playing with the baseball as quickly as possible. In that instance, you got to lay out and elongate, stretch out for the baseball. I mean, his athleticism has been on full display the last week or so. Watching what he's been able to do, running around out there in the outfield, bringing on back into the infield. You know what he showed us his rookie year at second base. Now finding a home over at third base. And again, you put the work in, you're going to see the results. And it's success, as we all know, is not a linear path. As Mark Leiter able to punch out Basayo. Nasty split. Thanks for coming out. Zach Geloff making all the necessary adjustments from position to position. You give your manager a ton of confidence to plug you in the lineup, whether it's in center field.
It's going to be a grounder up the middle to Veras, extending the eighth with a 2-out single. Dylan Beavers.
Well, maybe the numbers on the whole for Beavers not great over the last handful of ball games, though. I think he's seen the baseball a little better. Much like we've watched some of these athletics players slowly build momentum, I think that's what the Orioles would like to see from Beavers. In the last 5 games, Jenny hitting over 300, a couple doubles. But I always pay attention when guys start to turn things around, the plate discipline.
Discipline showing up there, looking back.
You know, that's why we've talked so much about what Lawrence Butler's done at the plate, but if you can start to identify spin a little early. Ooh. I mean, I'd have taken a punch out. Home and greedy.
Beavers born in San Luis Obispo, California. If he's going to Jeff McNeil on the golf course. Pass Nick Kurtz into right field. First to third goes to Veras, into second. Back-to-back hits, and the double puts 2 in scoring position for Kobe Mayo.
Well, Beavers able to lay off a pitch down and out of the zone. Gets another pitch down, but a little more hittable. Decides to fire and ends up on second base. Tavares, as soon as he sees that ball through Nick Kurtz, off to the races into third with ease. Now the Orioles trying to mount a little threat here in the 8th inning. Couple on, couple out. Langoliers out to talk to Mark Leiter. This meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price.
Hauser's going to be the pinch hitter for Craig Alvarez. Lefty off the bench. Savali in a big jam in the 5th. Bases loaded, nobody out. He was able to escape. That's how his start finished this afternoon. Leiter on a jam with 2 on and 2 outs. pitch to Cowser. Just missing. 1-0. Tough start this year for Cowser. Liner into center. Coming in is Butler, and Butler can't make the catch. 2 score on a 2-out single from the pinch hitter Cowser. It's 5-2.
Hard hit liner sinking fast out there in front of Lawrence Butler, who goes into a bit of a knee slide, able to knock it down, thankfully. Otherwise, Cowser's probably still running. Cowser able to step up in a big spot for Craig Albanese and the Orioles and deliver. Looks like we'll have another pinch hitter here. It's going to be Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill on for Jeremiah Jackson.
Leiter just going to check over on Cowser. See Kumo quickly warming up, no hat on. Tyler O'Neill, a tough day yesterday. Started in right field, went 0 for 3. The batting average dropped below 200. Here's the pitch, a ground ball. Wilson, flip it over to McNeil just in time. 2 scored for the Orioles, stays up by 3. Service champions. Next week, a homestand will bring the St. Louis Cardinals to town, as well as the San Francisco Giants over the weekend. And the next road trip will find the A's on the West Coast. 4 against the Los Angeles Angels, 3 against the San Diego Padres. So still in the thick of it with interleague play. Right here facing the American League Baltimore Orioles, trying to win a series of 5-2. 9th inning, Nick Kurtz takes a strike from Andrew Kittredge in now.
It'll be the 7th appearance for the veteran right-hander.
Ground ball to second, and throw over to first. A couple of defensive replacements. You see Blaze Alexander just make that play, and Weston Wilson now at third base. Alexander was supposed to start in yesterday's game and was scratched from the lineup with a sore calf, so looks like he's recovered. 1 out, and Shea Langoliers.
You saw the numbers there for Kittredge. Been a little bumpy. He was roughed up in New York. Just a third of an inning, 7 earned runs on 7 hits. His last 2 outings, both against Miami, unable to get out of the inning. Just 2/3 of an inning in both of those appearances, surrendered a run in each one of those appearances.
Straight pitches out of the zone to Langoliers. He'll take a walk. So out of the 9 innings, the A's have been able to put some traffic on in all but 2. Tyler Soderstrom 0 for 4 today. Take a strike. 1-1, a swing and a miss. He's won the season series last year against the Orioles. 4 of the 6 games. Looking to go 2 for 2 with wins here in 2026.
Well, that'd be nice, all things considered. A couple of rough ball games in Philly. Like to get out of town with a win.
Strike 3. First strikeout for Tyler Soderstrom today, matching Jacob Wilson. Two gone with Brent Rooker coming up.
But being able to squeak out of Philly with a win under your belt, avoid the sweep. Got a chance to do a little damage here in Baltimore. And you win the series like you're poised to right now. Fair to get greedy and go after game 3. Go home with a winning record on the road.
Question. A's have that now. And Brent Rooker's going to add another hit into left field. First to third goes Langoliers. Maybe the A's aren't done adding.
I tell you, there is nothing about watching Shea Langoliers run the bases that tells you he's a catcher. And this ball, again, smoked off the bat of Brent Rooker. Henderson's going to try to lay out and get to it. He can't. Ball up into that gap. But Langoliers, with 2 outs, off with a crack of the bat. I mean, just motor it.
First and third now for Colby Thomas. Colby had an infield single off the bench.
We know who the speedster in the family is. We know that's Reagan.
Oh,
when it
obviously.
comes to the Langoliers squad. This might be the only moment that Shea even has a chance to beat her in a foot race. But that window is closing quickly.
Oh, it's closing. And Mama at home with a brand new baby. She'll be back to training momentarily. And Shea better watch out. Center field and a late jump for Taveras. Another hit for Colby Thomas. Another run for the A's. 6-2.
Love it. Ball off the end of the bat for Colby Thomas. Brent Rooker thought about getting over to third base, thought better of it. He'll go back to second, but slider down. And you can hear the contact. That bat is done for, but not before Colby Thomas finds his way on base with a run driven in.
So a chance for Jacob Wilson to extend that hit streak. He swings at the first pitch and lines it right to Weston Wilson at third. 9th over, but insurance on the board, 6-2.
Enjoy a midweek showdown with the Green and Gold hosting the St. Louis Cardinals. It all kicks off Tuesday, May 12th, 6:40 p.m. You can experience a week of highlights featuring Star Wars, Grogu giveaway, military appreciation night, and high-energy baseball under the West Sacramento lights. You can join us for 3 days of fun as we salute our heroes and embrace the Force, all at the ballpark. Secure your seats at athletics.com/tickets. We'll see you there.
Sounds like a plan. 6-2. Athletics looking to win. Build a win streak up to 3. Joel Kuhnel on now.
The 14th appearance for Big Joel Kuhnel. We've seen him have some very quick innings.
Pitch to Henderson. He swings at it. A bouncer to short. Wilson. Throw over. 1 gone. Well, that'll start a quick inning.
Sure will. That's part of it. I know folks will remember the save in New York against the Mets. 4 pitches, done, data.
Fast and furious. Warming up when it was a save situation. And the Athletics able to add. RBI single from Colby Thomas. Got him to 6 runs and a 4-run lead. One's account for Taylor Ward. He's been on base 3 times, all via a walk. Difference of the home and road ERA this year. A's as a team a 3.38 road ERA. Called strike 2 and 2. Pitching staff a big reason why the A's are 12 and 10 out on the road. And to make that 13 and 10. Ground ball up the middle. McNeil to Kurtz, 2 outs.
Well, I think there's positives, there's negatives to having undefined roles in the bullpen. And I think one of the things that you hope happens is that each guy adopts a mentality of, if the phone rings, it could be me at any point in time. So maybe there's just a little sharper focus, a little more expectation in terms of when that phone rings, being ready. You know, Joel Kuhnel was warming up with the game a little closer, and you get some insurance. No longer a save situation, but again, without rolls. It's not like you're dialing guys up in those specific save situations. You probably have a couple guys that you've identified as those late leverage arms. But with all that said, you'd like to believe that you can go to the majority of the guys down there and have an idea of what you're going to get. And I think we have seen that with guys like Perkins, guys like Kuhnel. I mean, watching Scotty Marlowe come in and spin his magic.
It's been fun to see the group develop. 2-1 count for Adley Rutschman. Feet, ready to watch the green and gold shake hands here in Baltimore. The 2-2 fouled again. Full count. The 3-2 ground ball to first. Kurtz underhand to Kuhnel, and that's the ball game here tonight. A 6-2 final in Game 2. The Athletics have won the road series against the Orioles with a chance to sweep tomorrow, and a total team effort once again. We saw a big home run from Brent Rooker, but the offense got things going, and so did the pitcher on the mound, Aaron Savali.
And we talked about starting pitching being the really being the crux of the success of a ball club, especially when you're trying to work through some tough spots. You're trying to create a little momentum for yourself. And that's exactly what the starting pitching has done, especially over these last 3 ball games. And today it was Aaron Savali who was able to, as I said, keep the guys off balance, but allow that offense to create a little momentum for themselves. And they did that. They had Shane Baz on the ropes early. A great ball game from Kurtz and Langoliers at the top of the lineup. Brent Rooker stepped up with a homer and a big hit at the end of the ball game to add a little more insurance.
Certainly was. They spread it around. 11 hits for their 6 runs. That's win number 21 on the season. 21 and 18 are the Athletics, as the Orioles have now lost 8 of their last 10. Luis Severino will go tomorrow against Chris Bassett, a pair of veterans on the bump, as the Athletics look for the sweep here on the road against the Orioles. We'll be back for all the action coming up tomorrow, but we got to wrap this one up. Stay tuned. A's Cast on NBC Sports, presented by Toyota, starts right now.